Good morning. So I thought I would hop on because I'm really loving this eye look that I just did, and I thought I would share it. And it's mostly multitaskers, so I thought it would be a good way to show you guys another eye look to do. This is a little more subtle than the other one that I did with the multitaskers. It's not as contrasty. So anyway, so I've already primed my eyes. As you can tell, I haven't done my face, and I've really only got about 10 minutes left to finish the rest of my face because I was having so much fun playing with this. So I'm going to start with the dark foundation, dark 1 foundation. You could also do light 1 if you're a deeper skin tone than me. Just kind of bump that up a level to match your skin tone. So if you were, you know, medium-ish, like a 3, I guess, you would probably want to do like the medium multitasker, or you could do the dark 2 foundation for this step. So, and I'm just not too preciously windshield wiper motion right above my crease. And the placement of this shade, it's really just a bit of contouring for your eye. So where you place it will really depend on your eye shape. I do it right above my crease, not in my crease, because I have hooded eyes. So this helps to make my eyes look a little bit bigger, a little more open, and that's why I place it there. And again, this is just a bit of contouring and a little bit of a transition shade for the other colors to build on top of. Not doing it too dark. It's not going to be, like I said, this is a less contrasty eye look than what I've done before. Okay, so the next step for me is going to be adding in a little bit of depth in that outer corner, and I'm going to do this in 2 steps actually. So I'm taking the tan multitasker, and I'm dipping into my pressed palette here. I pressed these shadows, and on the camera it's a bit of a Monet situation. They look decent from a distance, but when you get up close you can see they're kind of a hot mess, and they work, but they're not pretty. So anyway, I'm putting, so the jury's still out as far as I'm concerned as to the merit of or necessity of pressing them, but anyway. I'll talk more about that later. So I'm just going to add some depth into this outer corner here, about 1/3 of the way in. It's really just, again, contouring. So it's not going to be, and we're building other stuff on top of it, really. So again, you don't have to be too precious. Just putting in a little bit of shadow and shape in that outer corner. And then I'm going to go over that with something that I haven't used on my eyes or at all really in a while, because we've had so many new things coming out, is Passionate Blush. And I'm going to take that on another brush, and I'm going to go about halfway. So I'm going over what I just laid down. Good morning, Amy. I have to like lean in because I can't see. I can't see without my glasses on. I'm wearing my glasses today. So I'm going about halfway across with the Passionate, and this is just going to add, since I'm wearing this maroon top, I wanted to add a little bit of a rosy kind of hue and have it not be like just brown, you know. And I'm also going to take the Passionate Blush on a smaller brush like this that I use on my lower lash line. And again, as you can see from here, it's not super heavy, just providing a little bit of shadow there. Okay, and then I'm going to go back over that outer corner with some more of the tan. Is that tan? I think it is. Tan multitasker. I'm working on a way to get the labels off of the bottom of the jars to put on there, but I haven't done that yet. My first attempt was not successful. It just made a mess. Okay, so you see again, not super duper heavy, at least not for me, but just adding that shade and contouring there. And then I'm going to take the flat eyeshadow brush And I'm going to just put a little bit, this is crushing, got a little bit in the cap. I'm gonna add some misting spray to that. And then I'm just gonna get some on my brush to foil it so it's a little bit more shimmery on me. And I'm gonna just go right in that inner third there. Okay, there you go. Just a little shimmery. And then I'm just gonna blend those two together with my finger. Super easy. Okay, and then the last step for this is eyeliner. And I've got my little bent eyeliner brush here. And I'm going to wet my Jet Setter and dip my brush in. And I'm not going for a heavy liner. So I'm gonna do my from under the lashes trick. I have a video about this. It should be pretty handy, especially for people who don't like heavy eyeliner or people who have hooded eyes. And you just come up from under your lashes and get it right in at the roots, and then you can build it up on top as much as you want, but it just gets a nice baseline there. And you don't have to worry about having such a steady hand, I find. So it's a little more foolproof than trying to line your eyes in the traditional way. So I've got the baseline down. I'm just gonna build it up a tiny bit in that outer corner just because my eye shape benefits from that. And it, again, makes my eyes look a little bit more, a little bit bigger, a little bit more open, a little less hooded. Okay. And that's that, really. That's the eyeshadows. I'm going to curl my lashes. I'm still having issues with this side. I think what happened, if you've watched my videos and heard me whining about my lashes on this side of my face, I think what happened is I had an old eyelash curler and the pad had split. I didn't know this. The pad had split and I think I cut my lashes with this. So ladies, make sure you check your pads before you curl your lashes, because it's been a couple months now and I think they're starting to grow back, but it's been a struggle. And sometimes I like to lift so I can make sure that I get right in at the roots of the lashes, and it's just a little bit easier to see that way. And also sometimes the eyeliner isn't set enough and it comes off. So I'm just gonna go back in and touch that up a little bit before I put the mascara on. And you will note, somebody made a comment in my last video, they must not have seen my mascara video, as to asking why I wasn't using the Savvy Minerals mascara. I have a video about that if you're curious. This is the Thrive Cosmetics. It's supposed to be liquid lash extensions. It's not. It's not. It's just mascara. And it's mascara that's more clean, more less toxic stuff in it than what you would get at the grocery store or the drugstore or Sephora or wherever you tend to buy your mascara. It's a $30 mascara. It's not worth $30 in my opinion, but I bought it, I'm using it. As you can see, it's not lash extensions. It's not really doing much, and I have to let it dry a little bit between coats, just like the Savvy Minerals, but I find that it holds the curl better for me than the Savvy Minerals eyeshadow does. That's why I'm using it instead. Okay, so I'm just going to clean up under my eyes, and this will help us to move on to the second topic of discussion, which I have to breeze through pretty quickly here, and that is the matte veil. Now, I have been playing with the matte veil for a while. I used to, initially, when I did my under eye concealer, I would lightly bake on another foundation shade and sandwich between the layers a layer of the Diamond Dust Veil. And what that did was it added some brightness, but sandwiching it in between the foundation color kept the shimmer down. So, when I got the matte veil, I was like, oh, well, I can just put the matte veil on top and I don't have to worry about the multiple layers, you know. I can just do my base color and then put the matte veil on and I'm good to go. But I'm not really finding that it adds really any brightness. I'm going to show you here. I've got a little bit of matte veil on the, just tapped off some. Once I pat it in, it really, for me, I'll show you on the other side, I'll do the way I normally do it with the diamond dust. It just doesn't add as much brightness for me as the diamond dust did. My under eyes have been especially bad lately because it's ragweed season, and so my sinuses are not happy, and my eyes have been watering a whole lot. Okay, so I've got the regular diamond dust on there. I don't know, maybe you won't be able to see. I can see the difference. I don't know if you can in this lighting, but I can definitely see the difference. I'm just going to put the other shade on top, just a tiny bit to tamp down the shimmer. But I find that this side is brighter. I'm looking like deep in the mirror here. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I just haven't, and so I tried using it in a few different ways. I'm gonna finish up my face here while I wait for my mascara to dry. So stupid. I've also started doing something different with my DIY glow primer, and I've been enjoying it a lot, and it's less, it works even better with my oily skin, and it's less ingredients and stuff, so I'll be sharing that at some point soon. Still in love with my kabuki brush. Carlos, just give him a couple mists there. So anyway, while I'm finishing up my face, let's take a detour on the matte veil situation, because I need to show y'all a few more things about that before I go. This Is Us. Do I have any? Oh, hi Kelly. Do I have any This Is Us fans out there? I think I do. I'm gonna put this in right now. Spoiler alert. If you have not watched This Is Us yet, I'll see y'all next time. I'll put a timestamp, I guess, in the notes, and then you can skip ahead. But so you've had your official spoiler warning. If you don't want to hear anything about Tuesday night's episode of This Is Us, because today is Thursday, and you haven't watched it yet, well, clearly I'm a better fan than you. Kidding. But you're gonna want to like go away for a little while. So anyway, I was so excited about the new episode. There was so much happening, but I mean, they had to, right? They had to catch us up on everything that they left hanging from the last time. So let's see. I thought that the stuff between Kevin and Zoe, Beth's cousin, was really funny. I was totally expecting Beth to be like, you know, you're not good enough for my cousin. You're a playa. You haven't had a successful relationship ever in your whole life. I don't want you to, you know, mess over my cousin. And she was just the opposite. You know, she was like, you know, she was like, my cousin will eat you alive, and I love you, and I don't want you to be hurt. And I was just like, oh, so sweet. And I love Beth. I love how, like, just honest she is, but also like how she's not afraid to be vulnerable. I love her. I love her. I love her. I love her. The other thing, I was not at all happy with the Toby Kate storyline in this episode. I feel like You know, Kate, I relate to Kate a lot for obvious reasons. You know, I'm in my 40s. I have never been married. I, you know, am definitely looking at the reality that, you know, children, even if I did get married, children naturally is not really going to be a part of my story. And, you know, so I can identify with that, and I can identify with the struggle and the pain, and, oh, Kate makes me cry. So, okay, I'm not gonna put more mascara on while I'm like talking about this stuff. So anyway, but I was really annoyed at how they made it play out. I think it just, like, I would not schedule an appointment with my fertility doctor on my birthday. Like, nobody would do that, right? Like, no woman would be like, let me ruin my birthday by talking to a fertility doctor who is, I know, even if, you know, she says she's gonna, you know, give it a try, it's not all gonna be happy news, right? So first part, that was dumb. Second part is her monologue outburst at her birthday party. You know, just, I don't know. It felt really selfish to me, and it made me frustrated with Kate. And like, I would hope that I wouldn't do that to my friends, you know? In a one-on-one situation, sharing my heart with my friends, yeah, absolutely. But at a party that my friends went to all kinds of trouble to throw for me, I would hope that I would be a little less selfish than that. The other thing was the whole Toby medication thing. First of all, is he not seeing anybody? Like, he's just on medicine, but he's not in counseling for his depression. Like somebody that he would have to, you know, talk through this difficult situation with, and just pouring his medicine down the drain. You know, I am not a huge fan of medication in general. Obviously, I do Young Living. I try to keep that stuff to a minimum in my life. But if I were prescribed medication, especially for a mental situation where I was suicidal, pouring that medicine down the drain without talking to a doctor about it first is just stupid. And I know Toby like radically loves Kate, and I love that about him, but I just don't feel like he's a stupid man. And I just can't, it just, the whole storyline, there were, you know, the basis of it, you know, the fertility and the struggle with the emotional side of it and all of that, and the weight issue, like all of that rang true, but the circumstances that they framed the story in just did not for me. So I was really disappointed with that. And then I think the last thing that I'll talk about, because the Jack and Kate stuff was kind of a mixed bag for me. Like, I feel like it was cute that they had a really sucky first date, but that she fell for him anyway. But that's all I'll say about that. The Deja thing. Oh my gosh. I love Deja. I love her so much. And my heart breaks every time they show her little face just wrestling with the situation that she's been put in by the grown-ups in her life. And when she went to go out that window, I was like, no, Deja, don't run away, Deja. But how it all worked out, like, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. So, yeah, the Kate stuff, the Kate and Toby stuff was a disappointment. But overall, it was a good episode up until that ending scene. I mean, I feel like my brain is still just churning, trying to figure out what the heck Toby has to do with something that Randall and Tess are wanting to avoid, and why is it happening in his apartment complex, and why wasn't he already there already, and why is it such a struggle for him? Like, throwing Toby in at the end of that thing that they led into last season just was a huge monkey wrench for me, because I was thinking, like, you know, Beth's dying or Deja's in jail or something, you know? And now I have no idea what's happening. None. Zero. Zilch. nada, nothing, like total blank. I have no clue how these puzzle pieces fit together. And then the football player guy, like, who's the football player guy? Is he like Deja's grandpa or something? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm so confused. And on one hand, like, I love that they like to like throw those curveballs, but anyway, that's the end of the This Is Us conversation. I'll chat with you guys in the comments if you want to, but I'm gonna have to move on and get out of my house because I am probably late as it is. And I don't even know where my phone is. That's fun. Okay, anyway, so the last thing would be a fun lip, and for this one, for this particular look, I would want something like a little kind of maroony. So I think I'm gonna go with Siren. No, I'm gonna go with Untamed. I'm gonna go with Untamed. And then I wanted to chat just super quick about the matte veil. So as I said, I can look at my eyes in the mirror here and I can see that the coverage, even when I go over, like I'll go over this just to be fair, go over this side with a little bit of, you know, the same amount of shadow. I still feel like the coverage and the brightness is better on this side than on that side. So then I was like, okay, well, let me try using it another way. I'm gonna set my nose and my chin with it and see if that helps. It doesn't. Okay, so I'm gonna go over my under eye, you know, with it on a brush to see if doing that adds a little bit more brightness. A tiny bit, but still not. Okay, so what about a cheek highlight? I've just put highlighter down, but I'm not seeing it really adding anything to that situation. So I'm just confused. I also tried using it to set my eyeshadow, my primer for my eyes, and it just didn't, like, it would get crusty or crumbly or whatever. So I'm just very confused. I'm very confused about what I'm supposed to be getting from this matte veil. I never used the veil as an all over thing. I just didn't feel like I needed it. So I'm just not sure. So if you guys have any comments or questions about anything that I talked about today, pop those down in the comments. If you have any suggestions for how to use this matte veil, let me know, because I'm kind of confused. I've tried it a bunch of different ways and I'm just like, okay, you know, like, it's just not really blowing my mind here, and I'm not really seeing an application for it for me that makes me want to repurchase, you know what I mean? So so anyway, pop that down in the comment section if you have any suggestions for me. I'm gonna rush off to work now because I've clearly talked way too long and I know I'm late, and yeah, I think that's it. I'm all amped up from talking about This Is Us. Okay, I hope y'all have an awesome day, and thank y'all for bearing with me in my little This Is Us rant, and yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.